So just got to have a wee look back at the last show, my prep, and a little bit. And I thought I could talk about it myself, but I thought it was better to get an interviewer on because Nat's actually out walking Bell. So I have to apologise to the interview, first of all, because they did send me these questions last week, but I've been busy. You know, being a human, especially especially after the prep, because it was tight going. And yeah, so we'll start off with the first question.
Well, thought I'd start off with the first question. Outside the island centre.
Good
How do you
place.
think you got on Sunday? Like, looking back at it, do you think there was anything you could have improved for that day?
No, really, for that day in particular, I think my peaking was good. I probably could have pushed more salt in, a little bit more water, and probably more carbs. But the issue was the condition I was in. I couldn't really push much more because looking back, it probably wasn't lean enough. Like, I'll be honest, but that's, I'd say you probably got questions about that later, have you? Well, sorry, you've sent me these questions, so you're obviously not going to be able to answer me. But yeah, that day, nothing could have changed because it was perfect. Like, the edit centre's just there. So I was able to go get my tan the evening before and register, come back and chill. And then the next day, went down, got my tan in the morning, came back, chilled in the house, and then went down to the show about an hour before I went on stage. So can't complain about that. Like,
Fair call. Like, I have to give you credit, though. You did actually look quite good,
thanks.
albeit you might not be a light heavyweight.
No, that is true. Like, those boys were jacked.
But anyway, next question. As the prep went for you, what points did you enjoy the most? And what points did you enjoy the least?
I think that, like, it's difficult because what I enjoyed most, I enjoyed prepping myself. Like the free rein that I gave myself, because there was days where I would have given myself a little bit more food because I felt I needed it. However, the contradiction to that would be what I didn't enjoy was that freedom that I had, because I don't think I pushed myself as hard as I could have. And in turn, that showed on stage. But with that, I do think I continued to build muscle throughout the prep, even in the closing weeks, and I kept my strength, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, because I was building strength right up until about 2 weeks out. So that's what I enjoyed. Didn't enjoy probably how I had to set it up with regards cardio and steps, because I've been working a 9 to 5 and I've been sedentary, so just sitting about. So I've had to do even more in the mornings and the evenings than I would have done in previous preps, because those times I was working in a gym, so the activity was higher. And also, as a self-employed person, you had a bit more freedom. So that's probably the bit I didn't enjoy.
Now, what do you think made this prep different to the previous, either in 2021 or 2022? Is there anything you thought was better? Is there anything you thought was worse?
I think for me, the main thing I thought was better, in inverted commas, was my ability to build strength whilst losing weight and getting more into condition. However, the main difference was I didn't have a coach, and like, therefore I didn't have that same level of accountability, because when you're accountable to someone, you feel that bit more. Whereas when you're accountable to yourself, you can kind of back off a little bit, because when you're your own coach, I think I said about that in a previous thing. You're looking in the mirror, like, if you need that bit of help, you need to talk to your coach. You're struggling. When it's just yourself, you're looking in the mirror going, help me. I need like a wee bit of guidance here. That mirror's just going to look at you and go, well, what do you expect me to do? Because I am you. And that was the bit, like, big difference. And then Also my training. I thoroughly enjoyed every single session because every exercise in it, obviously I'd put in it, and I enjoy those exercises, so I enjoyed the training. And because I was training in the evening, sometimes around about 8, half 8, finishing up a training session at 9:30, I didn't feel the strain of having to go train then, even though I wouldn't like training in the evening normally. That's what I do now. But normally I wouldn't enjoy training in the evening as much. I did. And that was a big driving force, I think, for me, just to keep going and keep pushing. I also didn't enjoy the fact that I had to do cardio for like first thing in the morning, then go for a walk, and then come home, have a breakfast, and go to work and sit about. And that's, I touched on that before, that I've been working a 9 to 5 rather than working in the gym. So it didn't have that same level of freedom. But yeah, totally different, to be fair. And next time I go on stage, who knows what I'll do? I would say I'll probably get a coach. You know, who knows?
Other one. Okay. What do you think are the 3 most important things needed before starting a prep? Hmm. Go on, answer that one.
3? Can I only pick 3? Right. 3 most important things. Having all your ducks in a row. What I mean by that is finances in check, relationships in check as well, because you need to make sure you have that support around you. That's kind of the next one, making sure you've got the right support network. Because you have good days and you have bad days, and see, when you have those bad days can be heightened as well, because obviously hormonally you're not going to be in the most stable of places, shall we say. So you want to make sure you've got that good support network. So making sure you're financially stable and you can support yourself through prep, because yes, you're not eating much food, but you need to make sure that food is quality food. You need to make sure, because you're going to sacrifice a lot. So you need to make sure that's sorted. Work, that nothing's going to affect your work, whatever you're doing. Supplementation, quite often, that can be expensive. You could, well, I'm natural, so I don't spend as much money as some other people might. But still, I would be spending on average maybe £100 a month, if not a touch more. And in the latter stage of prep, it was about £100 a week on food, which is confusing because I wasn't eating that much, but it was the sheer amount of vegetables I was eating in particular, broccoli and asparagus, because I really like them. So that was 2. And then 3, make sure you're in the right headspace. Because, like I said, hormones will be up the left and up the right. And if you're not in the right headspace, it can lead to a variety of things, some worse than others, because, like I said, you can have good days, but you can also have some very bad days. And if you're not in the right headspace to begin with, those bad days can be a whole lot worse. And that's where the support network comes in as well. So making sure you're in the right headspace, make sure you've got a good support network, and make sure you're financially stable. So within the right headspace, make sure you're doing it for the right reason, and know the reason you're doing it for. If you're doing it to impress someone else, don't. If you're doing it to show off to someone else, don't. You're doing it for you. It's a process for you. Like I've always said, it's a non-religious pilgrimage. It's a journey you go on. And only you will reap the rewards of that journey. Only you will experience everything along that journey. People around you might experience parts of it, but only you will experience everything. Does that work as three? I'd say so.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It was great to ask questions, but maybe you could have asked me some questions. Bye-bye.
All right. I thought there was going to be more questions there. And yeah, I don't really want to ask you anything like silly orange hat. Is that orange or red? That's orange. But yeah, so that was my little interview with the interviewer in the hat, who has a lovely beard and a lovely mustache. But thought mine was better on stage. So yeah, that's that. If you want to know any more, give us a wee shout. And yeah, follow along, give us a follow, subscribe, give it a wee like, whack any questions in the comments. And you can find us on our other socials as well, which would be, well, mine's Esperanza Fitness, and we've also got Chunks Fly Together, Team Chunk training. Yeah, have a great one. Bye bye.